Hey guys, welcome to SMA-Trendz. Nancy Clancy and the Super Sleuth. A story about a young detective girl. Nancy Clancy, Book 1, Super Sleuth. Written by Jane O'Connor. Illustrations by Robin. Chapter 6, Crime Scene. Hurry, honey, Nancy's mom called. Mom, I can't find one of my bracelets. Nancy needed it to complete her outfit for Family Day. Really, it's time to go, her mom said. We don't want to be late. Nancy came downstairs, and right away she saw the bracelet she was looking for. It was on Jojo's wrist. Nancy pointed. That's my bracelet. Sorry, Jojo said. Right away, she took off the bracelet and went to get her jacket. She always takes stuff without asking, Nancy said to her parents. Don't be mad, Nancy. Jojo clasped her hands together. Please don't be mad. Okay, Nancy said. On the walk to school, Jojo slipped her hand into Nancy's and skipped the whole way. The Clancys were among the first to arrive in room 3D. After saying hi to Mr. D, Nancy steered her parents to the mementos table. Voila! She pointed to her chunk of pyrite. I hope you'll find my paragraph enthralling. Before long, the classroom filled up with families. Bree had bought a disposable camera, so Nancy posed like a model by her chunk of fool's gold. Then, Nancy took a photo of Bree with her glass mouse. Then, Bree took a photo of Jojo and Freddie together. Lionel was dragging his parents over to see the witch potato. Smile, Lionel, Bree said. Wait, Lionel said, holding up the potato. Okay, now. Lionel's tongue were hanging down on his chin. His eyes were rolled so far back all you could see were the whites. Stop that, real Lionel, his mother scolded. Nobody else is acting silly. Nancy's mom and dad looked at each other and smiled. What? Nancy asked. Her father nodded at Lionel. That was me, 25 years ago. The class clown. Bree snapped more pictures of kids and their mementos. Then they joined a bunch of kids at the snack table where Mr. Dooney talked to the parents. I am so glad we could share our mementos with you, he said. This is part of our unit on families. Earlier in the year, we made family trees. Soon each child will be writing an autobiography. In art, they will make family colleagues, and Nancy tuned out the rest of what Mr. Dooney was saying. She watched Jojo and smiled. Jojo was taking Yoko's little sister around the mementos table. Harkio was only 3. Jojo was holding her hand and pointing out different stuff to her. It was like Jojo was pretending to be a big sister. Deep down, Nancy was glad Jojo had come to Family Day. She hugged her sister when it was time for all the families to leave. Au revoir, Nancy said, waving. Bree kept snapping photos all day, at lunch, in the schoolyard, during art, and lots more in their classroom. One left, Nancy said. Her desk was next to Nancy's. Take another of me. Nancy had her creative writing journal out. She put a dreamy look on her face and held a pencil with her pinky finger up. Do I look creative? Bree, Mr. Dooney said, please put the camera away and get to work. Nancy loved creative writing. She was writing a mystery called The Vanishing Jewel. It starred a young detective named Lettuce Formage. Lettuce had long, curly tresses. Tresses was such a beautiful word for hair. Lettuce was also the same age as Nancy. Lettuce Formage sprinted after the robbers, Nancy wrote. Mr. Dooney loved vivid, that meant colorful, words. Sprinted was way more vivid than ran. Be careful, Lettuce Formage, the Countess shouted from the steps of her mansion. My sapphire blue ring is priceless, but I don't want you to get maimed. The robbers laughed like maniacs. You'll never catch us! Then they drove off in an ugly used car. It was hard trying to write the chase scene. Lettuce was too young to drive. Nancy decided to give Lettuce really fast, strong legs. Lettuce hopped on her bike and began pedaling at 70 miles an hour, Nancy wrote. Soon she was right behind the robbers. At one point, Nancy turned around and looked up. Mr. Dooney was standing behind her desk. He was reading over her shoulder. Superb, he said. Dudes, listen to all the vivid words Nancy has used. Mr. Dooney said. Nancy read out loud to the class. She explained that priceless meant really expensive and maimed meant hurt. Then she said, at first I was going to make the stolen ring be a diamond ring, but I changed it to a sapphire ring after seeing Mr. Dooney's beautiful blue marble. Hey, look, Grace said in surprise. She was pointing to the mementos table. The crisscrossed pieces of tape were still stuck on the table, but the marble was gone. No worries, it must have gotten unstuck and rolled off, Mr. Dooney said. Let's search. Grace checked the wastebasket. Yoko, Lionel, and Tamar went through the book bins in case the marble had dropped into one. Nancy and Bree searched under the radiators. Nancy saw a dead bug, but no marble. It's not in Eric Chalpton's cage either, Clara said. I checked. Grace rolled her eyes. Clara! How could that huge marble get inside the hamster's cage? I don't know, but I checked anyway. Clara looked upset. How could it have disappeared? I'm sure it'll turn up, Mr. Dooney kept saying. I think somebody stole it, Grace said in a low voice so Mr. D wouldn't hear. You think she's right? It does seem suspicious, Nancy and Bree talked. Then our classroom might be a crime scene. This struck Nancy as both thrilling and upsetting. Right before going home, Bree aimed her camera at the mementos table. Maybe we can get the pictures back today. She paused and snapped her last picture. Who knows? There could be a clue. Ooh la la! Now Nancy and Bree had two mysteries to solve. The secret of the twins and the case of the missing marble. Quiz time! Awesome. Who do you think stole the marble? Was it somebody in class or anybody else? Make sure to comment down below. Why do you think they did it? Was it because it was shiny? Or maybe it was worth a lot of money and they were the only people who knew that? Again, make sure to comment down below. See you in the next chapter.